the pay-per-views and how much they cost, and when we were younger and stuff like that. I just said they were about $60.
Yeah, that my entire train of thought I just kind of wrecked there.
Right. We're old. We can get away with it.
No, well, no, not for nothing.
We'll be 50 next year. We're old.
That too, but concussions don't help.
As long as you don't have a lot of deja vus, you're good.
Well, speaking of which, that's the kind of one of my main topics for tonight. To get into it, there is you heard me say since WrestleMania, and increasingly referring to a deja vu match, where we go into the next Raw, SmackDown, and it's like, okay, didn't we just see this exact same tag team match last week and the week before and the week before that? And always give or take a member. There's always they try to move something around. And it's just like it's just like we see it's a deja vu match. I swear we watched this match before within the last month or so. Then okay, at some point Triple H seems stopped giving a shit, and you get like an entire, not just SmackDowns but Raw too, just entire episodes of deja vu matches, like entire deja vu shows. Now, when you get into WrestlePalooza and you poop out basically a deja vu PLE, especially when putting your best foot forward, I see AEW getting a bigger market share. I don't see them going out of business. I see them kind of reversing things quite a bit at this rate.
This pay-per-view was a fucking shit show. So you only have 5 matches. You have people complaining that they got to pay $30. It's more money to add on. Why are you taking off a Peacock? You're going from a $15 app that you're paying for to all of a sudden between $12 and $30 more a month, depending on if you already have a bundle or if you're just paying for ESPN altogether. And then you just put on 5 fucking matches. Whereas AEW is having a pay-per-view the same day, PLE, whatever you want to fucking call it now, and they had 14 fucking matches. We had 5. You want to talk about losing fan base? You're raising ticket prices. You're fucking advertising every single corner of the fucking ring. You're advertising the tables, the ladders, the chairs. I'm sure you're going to be the fucking shorts. They're going to have fucking tattoos on them soon. And you're putting out the worst fucking pay-per-views. Like, put out at least 7 matches. You don't even go a full fucking 3 hours on something. Like, literally, I think the amount of time they wrestled over what was about 3 hours and maybe 10 minutes.
Right.
There was literally like an hour and 45 minutes of filler. Like, that's how it felt. Like, these matches did not feel long. They did not feel fulfilled. You have setups to do certain things, and you just fuck it over. The only match that ended in a positive note for them was Stephanie Vaquer getting the belt. Cena losing to Brock Lesnar, that shouldn't be happening on his final tour. He shouldn't even lost the fucking belt, first off. And then he puts Brock through 3 fucking AAs, and he gets out of it. And that was the last time fucking Cena ever had a fucking move. And then he's done. What was the point of this fucking match? No point. Because there's nothing on the line. No one cares about Cena versus Brock for the fucking 20th time. No one cares.
It was a finisher fest.
But the thing is,
finisher fest.
What is the point? Like, it's Cena's final year. Why all of a sudden are we fucking screwing over Cena the last 6 months of his final year? Then you have what was the next match? Whatever. You had the Rollins versus Punk. I knew Punk was winning.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Hold on. Yeah. Let's go to But once again, though, it's almost a deja vu match because I think we've seen a lot of this all coming. It's the natural build up to it, but
But the thing is, like, we knew Punk was winning. But to have
right,
Becky Lynch afraid of AJ Lee, who has not been in a fucking ring for over 10 years.
she did win the match.
What story do you have that Becky Lynch all of a sudden is afraid of a fucking wrestler that hasn't wrestled in 10 years? And then she goes and does three moves if you call this a fucking move.
Yeah.
She had her fucking submission move, and then she fucking jumped on the person and started swinging up. That was the only move she had in the entire fucking match.
Yeah.
But yet, Becky was afraid of her.
Was the only
and she tapped out.
one.
And she tapped out to it.
Yeah. Just
like, do something where Becky's being the crap out of AJ Lee, but something happens to Rollins. She turns around, Becky gets a lucky hit, and then Punk gets the win. Like, do something like that. But to make AJ Lee look like she never fucking left, and she's been doing this for like 20 years, and Becky afraid of her? Like, what fucking story do you fucking create to make it look like this? Especially when she's supposedly known as the greatest female wrestler this year. You have her afraid of someone that hasn't been in the ring for 10 years. That's not fucking good story writing.
No.
It should have been the opposite, but AJ Lee got the lucky hit, and they got the win. And then they're both pinning each other. And I'm like, who the fuck is the legal person?
Yeah. Yeah. That when you get into these,
I was like,
what happened here? The mixed tags.
Yeah, but like, I think it was Becky and AJ Lee was the legal person, but yet all of a sudden Punk is pinning Seth Rollins and getting a count. I'm like, the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then Rollins is pinning Punk, getting a count. I'm like, they're not the legal people. So it was just fucking annoying that they just, and then fucking Cody Rhodes comes back. The fucking ref stops Drew McIntyre from putting him through the fucking table.
Yeah.
So it costs, again, Drew McIntyre gets fucking screwed. Shocker. It's just fucking bullshit. It's just like, they need to clean up their storylines. Make it a good fucking story for that match and not some shit show. But put more matches on. If this is what you're going to do, put more matches.
That mixed tag would that was a SmackDown match at best. You know what I mean? It's also of that quality.
It's a house show at best. That's what that match felt like.
I mean, you want to have something gimmicky and things like that, but what I think they're doing with Cena is, okay, they have to face off at some time or another. They had no build with Brock because I guess Brock didn't have enough appearances or what have
Doesn't matter. They shouldn't have taken the belt from Cena. It should have been a fucking title match.
But
Cody didn't deserve the fucking belt right away. Cody could have waited a year until fucking Cena retired. Like, they had a fucking story and they fucked it over because all of a sudden Cena wasn't getting the boos anymore. Fine, make Cena a good guy again, but don't have him lose the fucking belt. Ever since he became a good guy, a face, he's lost the belt. He's won one match,
everything.
Which the fucking Logan Paul match was a hell of a lot better than this fucking match.
It was.
And they went for like a good half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But they fucking dumbed down the match, so Brock fucking won. Were you fucking stroking his ego for some reason? Who cares? Brock still had the final say, had a 3-4 win anyway if he would have lost. But no, they had him fucking win again. So what does this mean? He's going after Cody? What was the fucking point?
Exactly. It wasn't a well, let's get to the ultimate point. I forget about the storylines in the show. What about getting into a broader aspect? Well, the show itself of direct competition, WWE and AEW.
Oh, I don't even know how much AEW tickets are, and that's the thing I don't know. But if I'm paying $800, $600, I want to see more than fucking 5 matches.
No, AEW is, I want to say $100 range is kind of a median.
Fine, $100 range, and you're getting 14 matches. So let's just do it by this. You paid $100 for a ticket. You're paying less than $10 per match.
Yeah.
Fucking WWE, I'm sure those tickets are not cheap. So you're probably paying maybe $200-$300, and you got 5? matches. So let's say 200. You paid $40 a match
Plus
compared
the
to
wife, plus
AEW,
the kid,
where you paid
plus the
less
kids.
than
I
$10.
mean, it gets plus the wife, plus the kids. It gets brutal.
Right. And
If
then the
you try to
food
take
and
a
the
family out,
advertising and the souvenirs.
it, the
So
t-shirts alone is
would you rather pay $10 a match and be there for 4 or 5 hours watching 14 matches? Or do you want to pay $200 for and see maybe 5 matches for 3 hours?
and multiply that
Look,
up when it comes down
this is a
to
much better value. It might be shit, but it's a much better value. And you want to talk about money? Fans are your money.
right.
Give them the fucking show they deserve, and not these fucking 4 or 5 matches per
So
fucking thing.
every other thing that they've
Triple A had
done,
more matches
every other thing that they've done since New Year's was, well, yeah,
ever
ultimately
since TKO.
sell out. Yeah,
TKO has fucking sold WWE.
completely. And that's the thing. Even to the point that even Triple H, I don't know if he's intentionally, well, I don't know if he's intentionally doing. I don't know what his. No one knows what his deal is, but it's one insult. My point is, it's one insult after another to the fans. It's the way that they did it and how a lot of these things came out, including but not limited to that whole R-Truth scenario. Stemming with
That the
that and a lot
R-Truth
of
thing
other
at the
things,
beginning,
it's been,
that was something to throw the fans off.
yeah.
So, but
Triple H, that's the thing. It's not looking good on any front dealing with Mr. Levesque.
I don't. Yeah, their quality has gone down greatly, and fans are getting pissed off more and more, especially now with this whole thing. So supposedly, only 4 cable providers would have given you
Yeah,
ESPN Unlimited for free
right,
throughout the
right. And
entire country.
yeah,
Four cable providers.
well, the ones that you pay, you no matter what you do, you're basically paying $100 a month for, or at least 90. Um, uh, like I said, I hate to put it this way, legacy media when it comes down to Comcast and probably some of the bigger spots like that. But and what can I say?
And then
We got Spectrum for internet, but that's the thing. We're not. They keep trying to like sell us the cable for cheaper and this, that, and another thing. It's like, no, we had satellite over the years. We had cable over the years. We cut the cable. And we're not going back. But still, some people.
you're basically paying the amount that you paid for cable, but you're getting a lot more for the value. That's basically what it's turned out to be. You know, yeah, there's stuff on TV that people still want to watch that's still available. Some apps allow you to watch it, Paramount, but other apps like Peacock, you figured they would have NBC Live? Nope. You figure Hulu is Fox, so you figure they would have maybe Fox or ABC as one of their live streaming. They don't have that unless you pay for Hulu Live. It's
I hate
just,
to say it, I do like that with Paramount. That's the only one like with the CBS affiliates. But like I said, every other thing from NBC on, whatever they're doing with sports, should have that as well.
right. And NBC has the NFL, so they would broadcast the NFL games. Hulu, they don't do any of that. You basically have to pay for Hulu Live to get any live TV.
And
But
that's
it's just
like I said, if you pay that, you're paying no matter just base, you're paying $90 a month, and that's when you would get the ESPN Unlimited with it,
no,
or at least the
that's no.
PLEs.
It's so the ESPN Unlimited is only available on 4 actual cable companies. Um, I think it's Comcast. It's not Optum. Optum is not it, and that's most of the fucking East Coast or the Northeast, I should say.
Right.
So basically, you kind of told the Northeast, where you are mainly from, you're screwed. You got to pay for it.
And no
So
matter which way I try to, kind of find other ways around it, and it's like no matter what you do, it all comes down to $30. It comes $30, no matter where you go.
I don't think Verizon was one of them either, right?
No, I don't know. I forget the actual providers. I just know, the couple of the big ones. I I don't
Yeah, I'm
know
trying to
where that ranks
see
in
real
there,
quick.
because that'd be one of the first things I would have checked out.
Right.
You could, because if you just gotta, log in on your phone and throw an app in on top of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see real quick. Yeah, I don't remember the four fucking cable companies, but Mike ended up paying extra money to get it because he already had Disney Plus,
Oh,
Hulu, ESPN Plus. So he paid.
yeah.
So he paid the extra $10 to get it.
It was only 10 for the
So I
show?
told him, yeah, I think because it was extra like $10 or $12 more to get the ESPN Unlimited.
Okay, a month. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that
So
still
it was bundled with Disney Plus and Hulu.
right,
All right, so here it is: TV providers: DirecTV, Fubo TV, Hulu Plus, Live TV,
right.
Spectrum, and Verizon FiOS. So
Okay,
five cable companies. Four if you don't count Hulu as a streaming service.
right,
So if I had Verizon FiOS still, then I would have had it. But still, that's not everybody has FiOS.
right, right.
So
Well, that's the thing. I'm happy. Just cutting the cable, and the thought of going back to, you know, getting one of these live things, or even like the Fubu, is just like, hey, no, we got more than enough TV that we're ever going to watch ever again. We got too much as it is now. Mm, I could just have Netflix and be done with everything, which was what I thought was going to happen. But now it's like, oh no, that was just the beginning. Now it's just like it's splintered off to this, that, another thing, and it's just like,
well,
okay, even the Peacock for Saturday night's main event, which should have been on like just NBC Live, but it's just recorded, I guess.
is it?
Yeah,
No, it's live, isn't it?
at some point, yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
it's
it should.
live on Saturdays.
Yeah, but
So
it's not.
that's still going to be on Peacock supposedly.
Yeah, it's going to be on Peacock, but I'm just saying it's not on NBC, which you think it
Oh, it's
would
not
be.
on NBC itself.
Right,
It's
which
only on
is
the app.
okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean, it's recorded only on for the app, it's not gonna be on live TV. It's live, it's gonna be done recorded live, but it's going, like, yeah, like I said, now we did getting into, is it that or streaming services? I want to keep things
It's a
moving
shit
with
show right
that, and
now. So the
it
question
really is.
is, why are we watching this if this is how they're basically treating us? Why are we doing this?
We're
And
not
that's what I was hoping Mike would be on for, so we can talk about this. But
we are doing this to it, and it's just like I don't think we're alone. I know we're not alone. I think a lot of people are kind of figuring out and asking the same questions and trying to develop things the same way we are. But yeah, I don't see all of it. I keep seeing TKO, and all of it. I don't see it being good so far. Things haven't been. Like I said, it's not just losing your fan base. It's really, spitting on them on top of it. I it'll be interesting to see what the actual buy rates are from WrestlePalooza to WrestleMania. I wonder if that's going to go up or down, or could go up and down as far as viewership. But with those numbers, like I said, we might never know. It'll be some time down the road. How will it? Why we cover this stuff? Trying to find the moments that we love and appreciate. More and more that has not been WWE. That had, well, I hate to say it, even though it's an affiliate now, a lot of the fun just on a gimmicky end had been AAA. Well, women in the WWE put on great matches, but that the same thing they don't hold a candle to the broads in AEW. It's like we have our timeless one, no matter what we do, and that's the main event right there. More enough entertainment than me and Mike giggity about any given weekend. Even with the bloodbath, getting changing gears. Okay, I look at the bronze, you know, destroying the Usos. Well, yeah, ultimately that whole match was a demolition match, and that's when you have the entire AEW locker room and some of the women say, "Hold my beer," when it comes down to, the hardcore wrestling. And that's where things get, fun and insane. Is it a little chaotic? Is it a little more like the old ECW? Sure. Is it more like a WCW Saturday night? Sure. I'm liking the AEW more and more on the HBO, and that's just not like, cop out, or going for, a lower tier. There's a lot going on there, and like I said, just the age group too, the hardcore. I mean, just Moxley walking to the ring, things just went to Nastyville. You know what I mean? And it is down. It is dirty. It is glorious. It's the original ECW arena. I mean, it does not get better, better setup than that. And it is that lowbrow, dirty, gritty, real professional wrestling. I don't
But the
know,
thing is, you're getting more bang for your buck.
a
Like
lot
you're
more,
not paying
and
the
quality.
astronomical prices. It's easier to access it. Of course, like if you don't have TBS and TNT, it's a little bit harder to watch the shows, but it's on HBO Max, which is one of the major streaming apps out there. HBO Max was one of the original ones with Netflix and Hulu. If you remember, it was
Right,
HBO Go. And
right.
I love the app. When that first came out, I was like, Oz, Game of Thrones, oh my God, Sopranos. Oh my God, I can't think of the cop show. What was it?
Boy, the True Detective.
No, no, no. This is like way in the beginning,
Okay,
like Sex in the City. What the hell's his name? Esposito was in it.
now you're getting to cop shows. It could be,
I can't think of it. It was like it was more like the FBI and stuff like that, or something. I forgot what it was, but it
NCIS.
was like
But that's the thing, though. Even I say NCIS, which coast? New York, LA.
no, no, it's not
There's
NCIS.
like there were
NCIS
several
is
spin-offs, and I never. Yeah,
NCIS has nothing to do with HBO. It was something else. It was I can't
something.
think of it. But there were so many shows that was appeared on HBO was all of a sudden available on this one app. And you can watch from the beginning to the end. And you were able to, like, it was great. And Netflix was pumping out like all these different shows, different styles, readily available. Bam. Here you go, full season. Here you go, full season.
Right,
And
right.
then everyone else started coming out. Hulu came out where you can actually watch shows that were on TV available the next day. Paramount came out, Disney came out, Peacock was a few months after. And then they partnered with DreamWorks, so they have all the DreamWorks stuff. Yeah, it's just now all of a sudden you have AMC, you have MGM Studios, you have um, USA app, you have the TBS app, you have a TNT app, you have all these different channels with apps, and it's like, what the hell? Like, just
They're just making sure that you spend $100 a month on basic entertainment.
right. But those other ones that are just straight TV apps, most of them you have to have the cable provider to watch it.
Yeah, yeah.
But like the AMC Plus and the MGM Plus, those were now they're separate apps that you can actually go and watch all the Walking Dead, all the Interview with the Vampire,
Exa-
all the Witches of Eastwick, and like all this. But now all of a sudden they're on Netflix. Then you have Crunchyroll or Funimation or DC app, and then there was on like so yeah, it was just so many different things, but you weren't paying astronomical prices. Now all of a sudden you're paying $30 for Netflix, $26 for Hulu. Oh wait, you can bundle Hulu and Disney, so you're paying, $30 for the two. It's ridiculous now, and now we're paying like 200 something dollars for
Well,
cable
and,
again.
and plus, like, the things too, it's like you get that little notice, like, okay, I got something from Netflix. Oh, well, oh, there's going to be a price increase. Well, punch me in the balls. Thank you very much for that. At least you told me.
Right.
No, no, seriously. At least that's nice. At least they freaking tell you. Yeah, the price is getting jacked up, but you're getting the same shit. It's no big whoop, and sometimes it's negligible. All the times it's just like, Okay, now we're looking at $20 for a $10 app. What the am I going? What am I doing with all this stuff?
Well, all of a sudden, there was ads, no ads.
That too.
I was like, so when I did Paramount the first time, there was the two prices. I think the regular one was like $7,
Right.
and then no ads was like $10. I was like, fuck yeah, $3 more. All right. And then we watched it. I was like, holy shit, this is great. And you can see where the commercial is supposed to be when you watch Star Trek.
Yeah,
But
Hulu
like certain
difference is
live
like $8.
shows, but when you watch live broadcasts, of course, there's commercials, which is perfectly fine. You're watching a live broadcast, there's going to be commercials. But now, like, these prices are ridiculous. Like, how the hell does HBO have commercials? But
Yeah,
what ads are on HBO?
because you're paying just for the well, $15 for the app itself, and you tack on it.
Unless you have the cable service through your cable provider.
Right.
And then
Well,
ESPN. What, other than sports, what are you watching on ESPN?
and
I
that's
don't
all it
care
comes
about the
down to. It's
documentaries
I mean,
they're doing.
like, okay, you get all the sports, and it's just like, okay, I just want Sports Center. You know what I mean? It's gonna be more than enough for anybody on any given day.
Also, you can easily just go on
Right.
the freaking online to watch it for free. Like, why am I paying $30? Or figure out a way, okay, do I not pay the yearly fee anymore for Disney Plus? And then do I bundle it with this? But wait, it's not just Disney and ESPN, it's Disney, Hulu, and ESPN. It's already way too much as it is. So all of a sudden, I'm going from paying $150 a year for Disney to all of a sudden $40 a month, which is now $40 a month is 400 plus another $480 a month
Plus
for
Peacock, plus
Disney,
Netflix.
Hulu.
That you still have that going on
I still
during
have
all
Netflix,
this.
I still have
Yep.
Paramount. I still have
Paramount.
HBO.
I couldn't do all that. I would have to kind of alternate or make a choice between Paramount. Like it kind of works that well that way. It's like I canceled Netflix for a number of years, waiting for a couple shows to, you know, for the last season of whatever show to drop, things like that. Years go by, and it's just like, okay, I could cut off this app, and we went back to Netflix, things like that.
Yeah, but I'm
I would
not
be
doing
going
that.
back and
It's
forth
just becomes a
between
pain
the
because it's like,
Paramount and the HBO. Especially
so
like we were just talking about, like how the seasons drop. Uh, 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 um, you're gonna wait until later in the season to be able to binge watch a number of episodes of
right.
Peacemaker, things like that, and it's like
So right
that kind of
now,
timing.
like, and then there's Apple. So right now, I'm trying
Yeah,
to finish up Foundation. I just keep running out of time, and I don't want to watch it too late because it's a show that you need to think. Me and my wife are watching Platonic. We're watching The Studio on Apple. Then I also have something else on Apple, Invasion, which we're waiting until it gets closer to the end of the season so we can start watching that as well. We got back into Dexter, so we're watching Dexter as well. That's our filler in between, like, waiting for certain episodes to drop.
which one is this on?
Tulsa King is coming out.
Yeah,
So that's going to be right away. Peacemaker is out. It's on episode 5. So we're going to wait a couple more weeks before we dive into that.
it's
I got
fucking weird.
Alice in Borderlands coming out next week, and that's going to be fully available. So I'm going to be able to just watch that. Leslie doesn't watch it, so I'm not worried about that. And there's like other shows I just can't think of right now. Like right now, I'm watching Dan to Dan animation on Crunchyroll. So there's a lot of things. Like Wednesday, we finished Wednesday already, but I just don't like how the app is on Netflix anymore. Like it used to be, like you can go to new upcoming and see what was coming out. Ooh, this is coming out this week. This is coming out next week. This is coming out in the future. Nope, that's all gone. And we hate how the app looks now because you can't see
Right.
what's coming out in the future unless you're looking up online. But seeing it on the TV makes it easier to see. Ooh, remind me. Nope, nope, nope. So, but I don't know.
The
It's
HBO
just
app is. I mean, I like the AEW on it, but just to find like the most recent, okay, Dynamite and Collision. Basically, you got your Raw and SmackDown,
right. But yeah, you have to like download like TBS and TNT.
or or just just have it on the HBO Max. That's what I like with that.
I don't know if it's on HBO Max.
It is. That's how I get it. But I'm just saying, search. So you got to search to find it. It's like, okay, they got
Is
shows
it
of like
available next day?
generally, yeah,
Available right away?
yeah,
Because that brings the other thing up.
ish.
Why the fuck is Peacock not showing SmackDown next day on Peacock?
Oh,
Why is this still an issue? You're
yeah.
on USA. You release every other fucking show the next day off of Sci-Fi, off of USA, off of anything that deals with your app is available the next day, but we can't watch fucking SmackDown?
I was gonna say, isn't SmackDown even going to end up on
It's on USA.
aren't they going to? I heard they might be going to CW. That's how low
Who
things
cares?
were.
It's
Yeah,
still on USA. And
right.
you can't have it viewed the next day on fucking Peacock. You have to wait a month for that episode to appear on Peacock.
Why? That's the other. That's the other thing. There's no reasons for it.
That should have been the thing. Like, yo, either have our shows appear the next day available on your app, or we're pulling the paper or the PLEs. That's what they should have done.
Right.
And I'm sure NBC Universal would be like, oh, all right, we'll make them available for you. You hurt the fans more doing all of this. Like,
A
it's
lot of
just like you're
things
jumping from one station
really
to
hurt the
another.
fans.
And CW, how are you going to watch CW? It's going to be like the fucking USA thing again. You had to download the CW app.
And pay whatever just for those shows.
CW, I don't think there's even a paid app for it. I think you have to have like subscription to whatever your cable provider is.
Right. Basically, like I said, it all comes back to having that old basic cable package, that $90 a month that just punches you in the ass. I mean, yeah, it really was the worst. And I think of how much we actually paid, for entertainment, and then even our internet was about twice as much.
Right.
So you take all that together. I remember paying like 150, 160 bucks a month for everything, and it's like, whoa, geez, can I cut something off here? I don't even watch all these channels, and that's the thing with that whole basic cable bundle. There's about 100 channels in there, and never nothing on, and nothing that I really want to watch. I I don't know. I like where the things are at, but I would rather just having Netflix. I would like just having Peacock. If I could go without those two things, okay, that's 30, 40 bucks a month. Yeah, then I might, if you tack that on top of the Disney Plus bundle with the ESPN, yeah, then I might pay 30 bucks a month. But even with the wrestling, it could, for me, it really came down to 10 bucks a month, and that worked out great when they had a network, or even when they were just on Peacock before this year, when everything, before they really they mercilessly kicked the shit out of us. Just speaking as a mark, just
This is
speaking
all
as a fan.
TKO though. This is not WWE. This is TKO trying to make money hands over fist quickly, and you're fucking over the fans.
And
They
WWE,
don't see this because UFC is run differently. You don't have the crowds and the arenas and the viewership that WWE does, but yet you're running it the same way. You can't. You're
it
fucking over the loyal fans that love wrestling, that want to see, their favorite wrestlers, but they don't have $100 to drop for a single ticket for nosebleeds. If you go online and look to see how much tickets are for Madison Square Garden, it is ridiculous. You expect loyal fans that don't have, especially the way the economy is so up and down, and you want them to spend hundreds of dollars to come to Madison Square Garden, which then you still have to find parking or take the train in, depending on where you live. Then food is ridiculous here. You're paying like $15 for a fucking hot dog. And then you're paying, what, $30, $40 for shirts, or maybe even 50, 60, depending on what shirt it is. And you got all these different
nice.
fucking John Cena shirts and Brock Lesnar and everything else under the sun. But yet the high end people that you have selling memorabilia and shirts and all of that, we don't need them. We'll get rid of this guy. We'll get rid of this person. We're not going to push this person. You know what? Fans are cheering you. We're going to make you face again and have you lose the belt. Like, who fucking like just
if
the story?
If you're pushing 40, if you're over 30, we're not even gonna bother to push you or much of anything either.
Right. And the young kids, like, they're not going to like. You're trying to push towards college kids right now. They can't afford to go to these fucking arenas.
They would, yeah, exactly. They really are pricing themselves right out of the business. It's like I said, it's not boxing. It's not UFC. Could these things have some sort of value together? According to them, maybe. But so far, it's just been. I feel beat up. I feel abused.
But boxing and UFC matches were always expensive because they weren't huge arenas.
Right.
You know, you're talking about what? Maybe you're having something maybe once a week, maybe once every few weeks for certain events. You're talking about WWE, which is 2 live shows a week. What, 3 house shows possibly a week? Maybe 2? Then possibly a
they stopped doing the
pay-per-view.
house shows.
They're not doing house shows whatsoever now?
That was my
I thought they
understanding.
were.
That was no. My understanding they either were going to stop it or they did dealing with all that. So they just.
That's stupid. Like the house shows were like the rev up and like the practice matches before the main events.
Exactly, the practice matches that could get away with
That's the reason why we're seeing so many screw ups in these fucking matches now.
Well, because those are the practice matches that they should have had at dark shows. That is what has been going on. They cut out the house shows because it would break even. But if somebody got injured and just the cost of production and everything like that, they axed it out altogether. So you see, okay, I could see that the cost connection there, but
yeah, you're right. There's no house
everything
shows.
TKO is none of it has been good. It's been not just bad for the fans, but like I said, they really cut into the fan base, and we are the 1%ers. You know what I mean by that, right there.
All right. You ready? This is for Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, not New York. This is for the Saturday night main event, Saturday, November 1st. Section 104. Section 140, which is upper deck, row 17, $207 for a ticket.
I believe it.
That's Utah, not New York. Utah.
It's not funny until you really point that out too. It's like, oh yeah,
that is ridiculous. Those tickets should be at least $100. Yeah, they should be about $100 for Utah for a Saturday night main event for nosebleeds. Like, you're not talking about here. You're talking about not here, not here, not here. No, up here.
The Bob Uecker seats.
Where you got to watch with binoculars on the big screen. We're talking about those seats. And they're $200.
Yeah.
Then you got to pay a ticket fee to Ticketmaster.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on that one. I thought we were supposed to. I thought Trump got away with those fees. Especially, specifically on that one there, just dealing with Ticketmaster.
I haven't bought anything from Ticketmaster in a long time, so I can't really say they're gone or not. But from my understanding, they're still there. So $200 for nosebleeds in a Salt Lake City arena for Saturday night main event. And you're talking about maybe 5. No, and this is Saturday night main event, which means it's probably 3 matches.
3 matches and a filler, right?
3 matches. So it means it's not even $50 a match. It's more than that.
Yeah, it's
up there. You're talking about possibly $60 a match or more. Where's the value? You want to have fans come constantly. You want people to watch, but you don't give them value for what they're paying for or what they're watching.
It's about your it's about your P's and Q's, price and quality, and when it comes down to a lot of things.
But it's price. There's no quality. Even the
Well,
fucking
no, not
5
with the
matches.
WWE. I'm saying what does though has been AEW. I know it's crazy and chaotic, but the dirtier it gets, like I say, even with the hardcore matches, I
But you had 14 matches yesterday from AEW.
and how many thumbtacks involving
It
these
doesn't
matches?
matter. 14
Yes, it does.
matches
No,
versus
I
5 matches.
dealt with
That's a
thumbtacks.
big difference.
No. I dealt with thumbtacks. I dealt with hardcore. I dealt with this, that, another thing.
Tim, I understand that.
They had bags and upon buckets. I mean, everywhere. I mean, there was just thumbtacks flying with every bump. I mean, there was just like the ref shoes was just. It was all thumbtacks, all thumbtacks. I'm like, holy crap! I mean, like I said, I dealt with thumbtacks, and maybe like a handful when it really came down to it. These guys are just power bombing each other on these thumbtacks, and here's the worst part: dragging them on all the thumbtacks, and oh my god, it's just a glorified mess. And even with the
Yes. So AEW is basically what WWF and WCW used to be in the 90s. This is what AEW is right now. This is where WWE needs to be. You want to get these fans back in, you want them to pay for these tickets and not complain. You need to have matches that make people want to watch.
right.
Having Brock versus Cena for a non-title match for the seventh time, no one cares.
It would be different. But if how about a submission match? How about a
Nothing was on
stipulation?
the line. There was
It-
nothing worth. There was nothing there to have the match. If the
Did the
belt
same.
was still with
They did the
Cena,
same damn thing
then
in
it's different.
2020. They did the same thing in 2012. Day after WrestleMania, he gets F5, and the thing is though, with Brock being a part timer, every time he goes back to the WWE, he's going to face off against Cena again. It's just so they could pick up and continue this feud.
Here, I'm
No,
telling you the truth. I don't care. There's nothing that draws me to that match.
exactly. That's really what it comes down to, and it's just AEW got to be on P and definitely quality and cost effectiveness of the matches. The price is right, but the thing is, though, it's like, okay, is a lot of the value and quality? No, and
But
it kind of is. But my whole thing is like, okay, the dirtier and the more off hook that they are, the better and the happier we are.
right.
And the better off they're going to be. That's my whole thing with
But the
the.
thing is, I'd rather pay $500 for a ticket if I'm going to get a good amount of matches. I'm not paying $500 ticket to see 5 matches and there's no excitement for it.
Yeah,
Like, there's a big
exactly. Yeah.
difference. That is a huge difference. You have 14 matches. Not every single one's going to fucking hit. But you had 14 matches. The WWE doesn't even do pre-shows anymore. They don't do dark matches before the pay-per-views anymore like they used to.
And that's
They
why
do
that's why we
5
have these Danger Room
matches.
matches. They
5
they're
matches.
doing their
That's it.
practice.
It's Indianapolis, WrestlePalooza. You mean to tell me that those tickets were not cheaper than $300? There was no way those tickets were cheaper than $300 in Indianapolis. We're talking about
Right.
$200 for fucking Salt Lake City. And
Especially
all they
for
got was
something that
5 matches? How much you
especially
think
for something
Riyadh
that
is
we're
going to be
pushing
for
like that.
WrestleMania? Riyadh and WrestleMania, how much you think that's going to be?
No, that's a different story though, because even in the States
Okay,
they
fine.
were looking
Perth.
at
How much you think not Clash in Paris,
right.
the Perth one, the one that's coming up. How
Yeah,
much you think those tickets are?
just thinking Crown Jewel this year.
Yes,
They
Crown Jewel. That's it.
they were. I heard they were up there, but as far as amounts, I don't know.
That's Australia. Do you know how much a cruise for 10 days is in Australia? Cheaper than fucking 5 days here during peak times. The tickets to get to Australia are like $2,000.
Well, I'd say, I mean, at least that's an open border. I mean, it's kind of like
Right. But you're still
dirty
talking about
Britain.
even there, they're going to be $300-$400 for cheap tickets at least. So like it's just ridiculous, and they're going to get what? Maybe 5 matches, maybe. They're not getting 10. They're
My
not getting
thing,
8. Maybe
watch.
5.
I want to see what the nosebleeds are at Riyadh at somebody. Yeah,
When are those
dealing with the
tickets going on
Saudis.
sale? Well, what's the Vegas, right? WrestleMania.
Well, was going to be Vegas.
So WrestleMania in Vegas this year, right? That's coming up. WrestleMania 2020.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, but that's the thing. Those tickets I heard could be like, I'm talking like $6,000 for Bob Uecker seats. And why? Because they can afford it.
All right, I got
Why?
Survivor
Because it's an
Series.
obscure part
Want
of the
Survivor
world
Series?
where most things don't get to.
Survivor Series at Petco Park, a baseball stadium. Section 325 is upper deck again. Row 21, 239 seats, $239. And this is San Diego.
Plus,
not LA,
pl-
not San
pl-
Francisco, San Diego.
plus handling fees, plus processing fees, plus fees, plus tax. Man, I tell you what though, I shit you not, I kept it until it disintegrated. I got a pay stub when I was working at New York, one of these RD jobs. I think it was at Morrisville, and I shit you not, it was a tax. I was paying so much in taxes. They taxed me on my taxes. I shit you not. And that's how I got paid from New York State.
All right, here we go. Raw. All right, Madison Square Garden. Raw. 1 ticket. Cheapest ticket is still available. $354.
Like I said, round it up
That's
to
Madison Square
400
Garden.
a person. And like I said, I couldn't imagine, I did not hear anyone complain about the merchandise rates though. I guess that hasn't been touched yet. Because normally we would say it's like, whoa, why the hell am I seeing, $70 T-shirts at a minimum? That kind of thing.
All right, this is how they broke down the price. It's $354, I said, right? Ticket price, $270 plus fee, $83.70.
You're getting taxed on your taxes
This
right
is on.
there, man. That's to me, that's like one of the million insults and degradations that we have suffered just as being wrestling fans.
All right, that was Ticket Network. Let me go to Ticketmaster.
God, now you get just
so that's
those
people
numbers.
reselling tickets. That's basically what that was. I don't know why I went to Ticket Network. I don't know what the fuck Ticket Network is. All right, Ticketmaster. So let's find it. Where was it? Albany. You want me to go to Albany and tell you how much Albany tickets are? Here we go. Madison Square Garden.
Okay, I was going to say apples and oranges there. It'd be twice as much as Albany.
I'm doing a single ticket, $251.
At the Garden?
At the Garden through Ticketmaster, not through Ticket Network. Ticket Network was charging ridiculous amount of fees. So $251, then you're probably paying fees on other things. I'm trying to get to it. I really don't want to log in and see what all this is. But yeah, it's still $251 to sit in nosebleeds for 1 ticket. It's definitely not worth it. Salt Lake City, Saturday night main event. All right, let's get to 1 ticket. Now then I'm on Ticketmaster. $194. And that's a resale ticket. And that's all that's left.
I haven't been following the Raw ratings, but like I was saying earlier, though, I like saying it this way, though. Royal Rumble 2025, 3 million views. First day of WrestleMania, 2.8. Second day of WrestleMania, 2.4.
That's not a lot.
A little later, the Elimination Chamber, 1.9. Money in the Bank, 1.6. Backlash, 1.5. Night of Champions, 1 million views. I don't know if this. I don't think this is in order, but it's like either way we see kind of a not an up and down, but more of a trend.
All right, so WrestleMania tickets. This is on Vivid Seats, which I don't know if that's a resale thing or not. $445, the cheapest ticket.
The cheapest.
And that's for Vegas. And that's for 1 day, not 2 days. That's 1 day.
I couldn't imagine hotels and transportation. I mean, there's a weekend in Vegas, then they're selling the house. You know what I mean? That's just like holy shit. That's the thing. They're looking at you know, people with money to burn. And I think what TKO is realizing is that not everybody has rich Saudi Arabian oil money or things like that. And it's like I don't know. I don't know what they are all doing, but none of it has been good. They're definitely pricing us out. I'm looking more forward to doing more with AEW, especially like we didn't even talk about All Out, and it's just like, holy cow, that was a great show. And I just made a reference with the thumbtacks, not even getting into some of the hardcore stuff. I mean, like I said, Moxley has been a beast week in and week out on AEW, and it's just like, okay, I'm there. I'm all there for it. Then you got the Copelands. You got not only Edge, you got Beth Phoenix together now too.
I don't have time to watch Raw and SmackDown. Like,
Exactly.
and
There's
then
so much content to begin with. I'm cutting more content and dealing more and more with AEW. I'm be happy watching Dynamite every week. Um, than see on vids and see what else plays out. But it's just like, oh, the one last thing the only thing of intrigue that did come out of WrestlePalooza is Brock Lesnar the fourth man in that little crew? How that's gonna he's gonna be in, that's gonna be a interruptus Maximus dealing with the Vision.
no, no,
I don't know if
that's
he's a part of the Vision or
no, I don't think he is.
that's the thing. I'm not even going to prophesize about this. This is one of these things I didn't want to talk about. I just wanted to like kind of wait and see what plays out in the next few weeks.
No, it's I can't see Brock being as part of a team.
Yeah, right.
He's too
It's
much of a wild card to be part
going to
of
start to
that. Like,
split things apart, and
I think there is one more person, and we probably won't know that person till Survivor Series.
I think you're right.
But
That is good prophesizing. I'm there with it.
if Brock does end up as part of that team for Survivor Series, because they're probably going to go against Roman, Sammy, if Sammy is part of it. They're going to go against Roman, they're going to go against Jey Uso, possibly LA Knight,
Yeah,
and a couple other people. So they would need a fourth member, and I think that's where Brock might come in, but I don't think he is the fourth member. I think it's somebody else they haven't fully utilized or figured out yet. But Brock
speaking
is
of which, they get into Damian Priest. I was gonna say I missed Damian Priest, but it's just like okay, we really didn't miss him. He didn't have like a ankle injury or something, did he?
he might have, but he deserves some time off. He's basically been like every week.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he probably got injured with something and so stuff like that. But I'm tired of Drew McIntyre getting screwed over by like the
Yeah.
stupidest things, and it's like he can't lose cleanly.
Right.
It has to be a ref interfering with somebody or somebody coming out and interfering with some stupid thing. The ref literally got in his way, so he couldn't do a move, and he
Right.
lost the match because of that. And it's
Like I
like
said,
just
it's always a stupid setup, a stupid gimmick, a terrible finish sometimes, and it's just like, why? Well, then again though, he's still in the main event picture. Sami Zayn doesn't need to win any of these matches, and it's just like okay, they just kind of keep him up in that main event tier,
but
but
he's
not
not a main
really give
eventer.
him any push or go. Not that they're going to give him the title or nothing. They're just going to keep him up there.
But Sammy's not a main eventer. Like they
No,
need to stop pushing him that way, and they keep doing it.
right?
Like he needs to get his heart on, like fucking taken care of, and stop taking Viagra for fucking Sami Zayn. He's not that. He's a supporter. He's, if anything, maybe the Intercontinental belt, which he did get from Gunther, which he should have never beaten Gunther. That was stupid.
Well,
But
Gunther was going for the, he was going to get the world title. But what happened with that then? Why is he not with the top?
Gunther, I don't know where Gunther is right now.
Nobody does. Yeah, that's been a kind of a thing. He's been out. I don't think it would be like a nagging injury, like a concussion protocol. Like for example, like even after last night, Jimmy might be, Jey Uso might be out for a spell. He got, but how did he get busted open? This is classic.
I don't know.
Uso. No.
Sudden.
No, he hit Brock with the chair.
Right.
It reverberated off of Brock's back and sliced him. That's what happened. So it's like, how they will comically miss and like, okay, maybe hit the ropes and it will come back at him, things like that. No, he just goes ahead, whacks Brock, but with enough that it slipped and came back and enough to cut him. But
because I was like, I watched it. Like he hit him with the chair. There was no blood, and then all of a sudden there's blood on Brock. I was like, wait, where did the blood come from on Brock? And then Jey Uso was like bleeding profusely. I'm like, what? He didn't even get hit. Like, how did he? Like, where'd the blood come from?
Yeah, I think he lost a bit too, because even like after the match, he's kind of a mess. Or at least they made a big deal out of it, or they're trying to make the injury a big deal out of it. But it's just like, he probably not going to wrestle. I hope he doesn't take a long time off. That would be kind of pointless and stupid.
No,
but
he's just going to get stiff.
Concussion protocol, you might want to take a week or 3. But you
I don't
think
he had a concussion. I think he probably just had a gash and they just probably stitched it and he'll be fine. He won't wrestle this week. He'll be fine next week.
Well, yeah, you got to. I know a few things. You got to regenerate some blood.
You got to make sure that wound heals before you start wrestling again. But we'll find out. I'm sure we can look it up and see, but I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow anyway. He'll come out. That's not going to stop him from coming out.
Even with injuries, okay, is this a work or a shoot? You know what I mean?
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. Which
for the Drew McIntyre, I thought he really hurt himself, but he didn't. So, because doing something like that can really fuck your leg up. Like if that basically breaks the wrong way, that can really fuck you up.
That's the thing. I twisted knees every which way. That's been kind of infamous. But certain things like you're not just breaking that. You're getting into. Oh man, yeah. I love getting into these things because it makes like everybody cringe, and I love that too because my wife, she's been through it all, so she might not be as cringy with the stuff anymore. But I love telling doctor stories about my shit, and when you have like a doctor that deals with this surgery, this sort of work, this sort of pain management or whatever, and it's like I tell them what happened with this, that, or another thing. And when doctors get squeamish, I'm like, yeah, I've been through some shit. My whole thing, we're not happy with it. They're definitely pricing us out. I would love to get into what happened with AEW. Like I said, it was twice as long, plus not even half as much. Oh, no, they're still charging, what, $30-$40 for that pay-per-view. But still, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, so they said he's in concussion protocol, but he'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, you could still do a promo or something along those lines, make an appearance, but
Yeah, it was the end of the match, so it wasn't much after that he got pinned.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll see exactly. Tomorrow, I'm sure they'll talk about it. He'll come out. He'll do his little eat. 4 letters, 1 word. Concussion! Oh, wait, that's not 4 letters.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was going to say, what's the word? And speaking of which, concussions and stuff, I've been feeling my dent lately.
They call it a concussion, but it's not a concussion. It just, as you said, it ricocheted and just, I guess it hit him in a certain way and just cut him open. So he'll be fine.
Yeah. No, one thing I need to bring up and start sharing on here without getting clips. Or Betty, like I said, it's always sunny in Philadelphia. Or you got to look up Frank there. I think like with one of these, I think it was one of the first episodes too, where they had. Actually, no, I think it was just the one wrestling one for the fans with Roddy Piper. Like I said, if you want a solid 21 minutes of fucking piss your pants comedy, but it's also like dirty hard, talking about an old hardcore wrestler and things like that. But just Piper is just like, you know, the character. He had lived it. I mean, it was basically written, but they didn't. DeVito didn't write anything with that. It was just gold as far as wrestling. And what happened, I think, okay, they had a trash can, but these guys are regular. These guys are the bartenders and shit, right? So it's like they don't know how to work. They don't know what they're doing. One of them gets mashed with this, a trash can, but you're supposed to go over it, things like that. But instead of swiping him with it, okay, you got to part out, cut the jugular. The guy's bleeding. Guy's bled out to death on, in the middle of the mat and things like that. And it's just like, you just got to see the episode. I'm not doing it any justice. Doesn't make any sense. Just go see. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. And like I said, you get into that Roddy Piper episode. It's just, I'm gonna go look it up now. It's just, I want to be able to kind of share that, or at least make that as a homework assignment for See You at Bell Time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, so I'm watching the video. I know you're talking about the Roddy Piper thing. I'm watching the video. I don't see the ricochet. I really don't. Like, he hit him. He went down. But I don't see the chair coming back up.
Right.
Like, I don't see
But
how
that's the
he
thing.
hit
Would have
himself
caught him
with
in
the
the
chair.
head.
Maybe his head, maybe the chair caught the back of his head as he did it. And that's probably what happened, because I don't see the chair come like this and coming back up. I see him go like this and then down like that. So I didn't see the chair bounce back up. So he had it hit himself in the back of the head as he swung it.
Of course, it's not because people, but for a minute, it's like, okay, where did blood come from? It would have been in the back of the head because, with the hair. Because otherwise, if it was with, if it was a work, it would have been anywhere near the forehead, something like that.
So when he went like this, and he took the chair and swung and hit him, probably hit his back of the head as he came down. That's when he got, and then once he was down, then he like stumbled backwards. Like, the chair didn't bounce back up. So it had to be once he went like this. So he probably held it not close enough to the bar, like too far to the edge, that it kind of like,
and that's
like
the thing,
that.
anything you're dealing with the edge, any other part, that's the whole thing with dealing with the chair. Everything that you got to do, the whole goal is, and that's why you punch it out. You got the flat part of the chair against the flat part of the top of the head is more flat. When it gets lumpy is when you miss a few times. But like I said, you get the flat part of the back. Okay, the flat part of the chair makes a nice, But when doing something like that, and you're swinging it, okay, you would have been swinging it, thusly, you catch yourself in the back of the head, possibly here, or I don't know if nothing would clip here, but
it's probably
or
where
just bink
you're
himself.
right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But whatever it was, he knocked himself out. It wasn't a ricochet.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Everyone's trying to figure out, how and everything like that, and it's just like, it could be one of those things that happen.
Yeah,
but
so it wasn't like someone else accidentally fucked up the move. He did it himself. It was nobody else's fault. It's just a fluke thing that just happened.
Most injuries, most of the things that happen, anything that happened, well, not most of it's hit or miss, but still, most of the things that happen are ultimately self-user error kind of thing, or sometimes things just like happen. But
yeah.
Lastly,
not least,
Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Is she still with Dirty Dumb? Does Dirty Dumb's wife know?
As of Now she is. Once she comes back, we will see. Because
That's what
he's
I
not
mean. Oh,
really. There's been no new push with Roxanne Perez and Dirty Dom.
right.
So I don't know what they're doing about that storyline. There's been no flirtatious habit since Liv really left.
Well,
So
I'm just wondering, it's like, okay, what the hell's going on there? I mean, will they just kind of it off playing on the fickleness and the fecalness and the forgetfulness of the audience again? Like,
basically,
like they did with so many mid card storylines, which led to nowhere. Are they just gonna kind of try to put it off, or do you think they might actually work it someday?
it's I don't know. I don't know what they're doing about that storyline.
It
That
was
whole Judgment Day storyline kind of got thrown out the window once Liv got hurt
right,
because there was a lot of push for Finn to betray Dom and create his own faction, but that didn't happen. And then Liv got hurt when Roxanne Perez came in. That was supposed to kind of help push that forward.
right,
And now all of a sudden, I think it was she did a couple more things a couple weeks after, but there hasn't been any new development with Roxanne Perez and Dirty Dom. Yep, you don't see anything about it. Unless I'm
right.
missing it.
No. Well, that
So
to some degree, I mean, did they have a lot of backstage vignettes with the Judgment Day? Kind of the same thing.
yeah, but the backstage vignettes were better with fucking Carlito, and
Oh,
that's gone.
yeah, that I should go back and do a whole video just on that. That was something else altogether with what happened with Carlito. It was kind of funny though because I guess they kind of blamed each other. I blame more the WWE for not utilizing him. And Carlito is just like, okay, I'm not being utilized, so he was treated like he treated him like a mark. He was, hanging out playing video games backstage, and
Yeah, they brought him back, and they did nothing with him.
well, without saying a word though, he stole a lot of. He stole the show or stole the vignettes with these things. Just
Right.
not saying nothing, just kind of being Carlito in the background is just kind of hilarious. And a lot of those antics and the feel I do miss, but think okay, they're changing and things like that, but they still have the same thing going on. But there's no, there's no, I don't know. It's a lot of things are flat. A lot of things are missing.
Yeah, the Earth isn't flat though. Just for those people out there that don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Huh?
There's people that think the Earth is flat, or we're on
Yeah,
the back of a turtle.
I heard it said that's yeah, but I never I don't know any of these people. Who the
I
hell
tell
are these
those
people?
people,
And there's
get on a plane, get on a plane from LA and go to fucking Tokyo, and tell me if the Earth is flat.
Well, fuck that. Just look at my any of my feeds. I have that's one of the damn things I've been working on. It would be I can't wait for it to be done. A lot of these videos that I have planned, like I'm just getting started now. I'm just really, yeah. No, I get excited to do this something and Project GURPSy. I put a computer into space. Look at anything on any of my feeds, and it's like, oh, oh, cool, you got a picture from the space shuttle or some shit. It's like, no, this is my fucking computer. I built it. I designed it from microscopic designs. We put everything in a styrofoam box. We wrapped it in aluminum foil. We called the FCC. We did the FAA, whatever,
FAA. You see.
and everything like that. We did something out of Erie that NASA spent a lot of time and money they could not do out of Erie. Why? My whole thing, I think their payload was too much. I think also Erie, where you constantly have three jet streams kind of colliding into each other. That's why it's like a mosh pit. But anybody that had sent up like a high altitude weather balloon to 100,000 feet in space, the exosphere,
Okay.
things like that, they never got nothing back. So I'm just thinking, I don't think it got up too high. I think their payloads was too heavy, and once the weather takes it, I think it ended up in the lake. or worse. But the thing, speaking of worse, is what happened to ours. We had the GoPro set up. Here it is. We got to about 105,000 feet. This
Okay.
is, in the exosphere. We had the GoPro going. We had temperature, radiation, both beta and alpha. Anyway, solar, and a lot of other gizmos that you wouldn't be able to. Like, we had rare shit from all over the world, and we all had it in just one little box, and we got it all. So when you talk about sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a story, but when you get into the curvature of the Earth, and you see actually the curvature of it, and you see different things from that altitude, and it's like, oh wow, that's the one that's pretty cool. But still, it's like, no, that was all our shit. That was all our design. It was our little crew. I had every snooty, liberal professor at again and say, no, it can't be, done. You're wasting your time. You know how they are. Everything is going to be down and blah blah blah. And it's just like, no, that's because you guys been spending 15 grand a semester, and got nothing back. No bit of data, everything that you sank into it, nothing. We had nothing with Project GERPC. We got money from student government. We put everything together. We did shit that NASA could not do. Drop that. But that's the thing. When you look like back to square one, when you look at the curvature of the Earth, I just think it was like really cool when I could just go ahead and prove that with stuff that I basically did for fun. I already had an A coming into that class. I already had the. I didn't need nothing. We did that shit for fun. We put a mini computer into space. If I could had the money, I would just go ahead and get another GoPro and deal with things that way. All it is basically a stripped down computer. All you need is it's not even the processor. Most of it's going to be the inlets, the plugs. But anyway, sorry. Like I said, I did not mean to get off on a Project GERPC trip there, but it's time I made that video too. Yep. But my whole thing, I'm fighting with, not fighting with, I'm kind of pleading with Ripper Owens of, needless to say, my favorite metal messiah of KK's Priest, Judas Priest, Eyes Earth Down. But I'm dealing with Ripper. It's like, okay, I want a track. I want a song that, or at least a snippet of it that I could use for, our podcast. Something just for me, or so like background for one of my videos, things like that. It's just like I want to deal with the copyrights, and it's just like, okay, it doesn't work that way, but anyway, we can go back. Not that I expect anything out of that. It's just a brain fart. But it's also cool that I talked to Ripper Owens, text here and there and things like that. Aside from just being a huge mark, it's just like he owes me a signature. Now, that gets into a whole nother channel right here on Bell Time, too. Sorry, dude, but these are things that I don't think a lot of things you didn't really know about me either.
What? That you're a Judas Priest fan? I know that.
Well, no, a lot of the other things that I had going on, planned, and otherwise.
I know you're a nerd. I already knew that.
Yeah.
You told me you did the video with the lightsaber stuff and all that. I know.
Well, that was a whole different thing we really did for fun. Because Gannon has been kind of quiet since I left. At least on the third floor of Zern, where all that tech is. Meanwhile, on the fourth floor of the Zern building is where Natalie Stano works. She's the chem teacher. Yeah, Michelle's family is, okay, Natalie's the doctor. Melissa has 3 masters, and it's all in like psychology and stuff, or different, teaching certifications too, but still MED, whatever. Same thing with Michelle. She has kind of 2 masters in dealing with coaching, and I want to say sports management or something, whatever. But that's another story, though. I like how nobody liked how they did it, but I liked how much time John Cena spent talking about Springfield College when we were in Springfield, Massachusetts. That's where Michelle got her master. She got her master's degree. She was dealing with coaching and athletics at the time. I think with like an event or two, they've been in a big, picture or two. But yeah, he was football there. She graduated after his freshman year, so her last year was his first kind of thing. It's weird
Oh,
how
okay.
that always works out with her, but but that was interesting. With how they worked out with the Springfield. I was like, oh, shit, they're hitting up your alma mater quite a bit and seeing her and everything like that. This is like, okay. But meanwhile, it's like he was like nobody at the time. He was just, okay, you got an unassuming freshman on the team. You got this, Hulk of muscle, whatever. Nothing really, needless to say, he wasn't the doctor of thumbnomics back then. But he was developing what he wanted to do for it. Anyway, I don't know. That's just Dead John Cena's end. It's kind of like bragging that we went to the same college as Al Roker. It's kind of Jerry Seinfeld first semester. It was just sad at Oswego.
And also 2 people from ESPN.
Graduated from Oswego?
Yeah.
That does that.
Was the girl, the black woman? I think she's on ABC or CBS.
Okay, which get to which one or which show?
She won like a humanitarian award. I forgot her name, but there was also a guy too. I forgot his name. It was when ESPN like first, Sports Center really started taking off in the '90s. I forgot his name too.
I got you. I didn't mean to keep you on all night, either, pal. But
We started late. So.
But I get off on my tangents. We tell our stories. That's kind of what we do. That's what it's the beauty of it. And each one is. It's like, okay, I need to get more into production because with all this I'm well overproduced. I think is what it comes down to. And the last thing I need is another, $10 a month that every goddamn thing that I use and need to okay, I need to make, background photos. I need to do the various things in production. Is just like, okay, even okay, for Riverside, do I really need Riverside? Absolutely not. It hasn't been a useful tool, sure, but like I said, this is like a full podcast. We could have any number of people on, just like this. But it's also longer production. It's also, like I said, I'm starting off here where, okay, I should have started off with the short, make a few shorts, that kind of thing. Maybe make a video once a week, every couple of days, and every day. Then you're making a video every day, and then a couple of videos that, you kind of cheer up with this stuff, and I think I'm well overproduced for where we're at. But then again, this is what I wanted. This is the setup that we have, and so far so good. Okay, we got a dozen subscribers, and getting into hundreds of views and things like that. So I'm still working on stuff. So far so good.
Yep. All right, man.
Have a good night, pal. Thank you.
Yep. See you at bell time.
See you at bell time. And just in time, here is the little one. I just finished, sweetheart. Good timing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were giving.
Because she is awesome.
Awesome. I didn't know I still had you on. It's just like, okay, yeah, that's me. I had you. Okay, wait, stop. Right. Now we go. See you at bell time.
Ding, dang.